Good night, everyone. I am Carol Fernandez. I am from of Villapinzón, Cundinamarca. I am 18 years old. I am working on the almacén. In this video, I am accompanying the following colleagues who are going to introduce themselves.
Okay, good night to everyone. My name is Diego Urrego. I am 32 years old. I'm working as a teacher in primary school and I have a multi-grade school. Then the aspect to track in this conference is about the 911 disaster based in the documentary of Massimo Mazzucco, The New Pearl Harbor. Okay, Caroline, what's the questions about this documentary?
This video, we will talk about the natural disasters and what happened to the Twin Towers and the building called the Pentagon. First question, how the US Air Force have prevented the attacks?
Okay, I asked the question about, but before to answer the questions, I have to explain what is a disaster. Human disasters are known as an event that change the life of people in different ways. For example, disaster could cause traumas, economic losses, political changes, even could be an excuse to start a war if there are a blamable for the disaster. In this magazine, the 9/11 theory is the focus of attention because there are a lot of hypotheses around the facts occur in the fateful that changed the history of the United States and the rest of the world. In the economical and political aspect, causing a war between the USA and the Middle Eastern, concretely with the terrorists known as Al Qaeda. After the 9/11 events, the scientific community, journalists, and intelligence agencies start to suspect about conspiracies of the same USA because months before of the attack, MIC, Russian intelligence warned the government of the United States. Mm, 911 events was compared by experts with the Pearl Harbor disaster because the hypothesis signed that in both cases United States intelligence had prevented about the attacks and were possible that they use disasters to create indignation feeling in the people and justify the 911 case beginning and war in the Pearl Harbor case. Okay, in this case, the first question: could the U.S. Air Force have prevented attacks? There are a lot of conspiracy theories around the 911 events, concerning the fall of the World Trade Center building. But it's appropriate to talk about the different hypotheses. One of them was the complicity of USA Air Forces because the day of the attack, all of the high rank officers were on a military exercise. For this reason, jets of the one planes hijacked by the terrorists were not intercepted and achieved their goal. Two of them diverting attention of the other impacting the World Trade Center. After those situations, officers instead of being sanctioned were promoted to the higher ranks. Another incredible fact was how the planes just disappeared of the radars and flight for an hour and 40 minutes, despite that the United States had the most sophisticated system of air detection. So in this day was a string of mistakes that ends in the disaster that everybody knows and take hundreds of human lives. By the other hand, this attack was warned by international intelligence agencies like MI6 and Russian intelligence. And months, even years before the attack. Is similar to the Pearl Harbor theory because USA used the indignation of people for in order to start a war. In the first case, with World War II, and in this case, in the with the Middle Eastern, in the Al Qaeda with the Al Qaeda terrorists.
Okay, very good, companion Diego. In my opinion, I agree with the answer of the sign, its answer and the specifics, and what happened. The answer, very good. Um, we want to add some input to your companion.
Comfort with Diego, the attack on Pearl Harbor did not surprise the American. It implies the information were retained and proposed, similar on 11th September.
Okay. Companion Cindy, want to talk about the questions?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Natalie Betancourt. I am 24 years old. I live in Caquesa, and I am currently working with early childhood children. And I'm studying third semester of a foreign language with emphasis in English in the University National. Um, uh, Question three. With some people for warning about the attacks. Several people were really warning since a month before the spring of 2001. The United States will have received some warning the system flashes in red. According to the US intelligence chief, underway between spring and summer of 2001, a flood warning about possible terrorist attacks. According to the New York Times, warning use uh, aviation officials that Al Qaeda will try to applying commercial and world need one United States icon in addition. The London Times warned the intelligence service about a possible hijacking of planes to crash into American buildings. On the other hand, Russian President Vladimir Putin said publicity that the ordered his intelligence to warn the United States that there were suicide pilots home, excuse me, that the order his intelligence to warn the United States that there were suicide pilots who were trying for attacks in objectives the United States. For its part, the CIA on the June 2001 warning that Eastern terrorists planned to hijacking planes. Also right, activate George Bush among the attack. President Bush was warning that Osama bin Laden could be planning to hijacking airplanes. It should be noted that the AFB advised in its was not to fly commercial airplanes 6 weeks before the disaster. This should have strengthened our reason, the defense, and keep the entire country and alert.
Okay, also in September 1945, the case was denounced before the United States Congress. The Australian government report the aircraft carrier was heading to Hawaii 3 days before the attack. This information was delivered with lag.
Yeah, I am agree with Leandro and Natalie
Um,
because the United States knows the information about the attacks, but the officers and the intelligence of United States just ignored the information. mm, Let happens the attacks.
Very good, companions. Congratulations on your contribution. Second and next question. Second, were the Twin Tower deliberately demolition by explosives?
Okay, my name is Leandro Vega Real. I'm from is Bogota. I live actually Bogota. I'm actually proxim. I live is Usme. I studied civil engineering. I'm teacher of math. Um, okay. With respect the question, the Twin Towers were deliberately demolished by explosive. The antenna of the North Tower began to fall night before the upper section of the building collapsed. That indicates that the central structure was destroyed first. This makes no sense because the impact was external. In the months before, the 11th of September, an important renovation project on the interior elevator system of both towers was carried out starting from March 2001. The SAFE project is one of the most modern and sophisticated program in history of the Prestige World Trade Center of New York. Thursday, 6th of September, the anti-bombs patrol dogs were abruptly called off by security guards, no apparent reason. Finally, where there was fall in the South Tower, which has not precedence in the 30 years history. The weekend 8th and 9th of September, before the 11th of September, a loss of electricity which could not be explained or a security system of safe building were rendered useless at the same time. Not only did the lost electric affect the security cameras, but also the security doors, hence giving people free access in including restricted parts of the building with being seen by security cameras. It has been said, repeat that with Twin Towers was demolition by explosives. There are many theories of the which says demolition of the building takes place from the bottom up, but there a bigger argument that states all demolition had different program that is make start from to bottom and not necessary. Vice versa, sometimes it's not a good idea to start from the bottom. During the 11th of September, there had been reports of explosions by the firemen, the policemen, and journalists and regular citizens before, after, and during the demolition of the Twin Towers. The report had been argued with another explained to say what was heard by parties who report the explosion were sounds of pillar and metal falling the ground. However, of the 503 firefighters who heard the songs 100 confused. The same song, which is the explosives, it's impossible for 100. Experienced firefighters or first responder to be mistaken. Pyramid modern building, such of the World Trade Center construction with high security factors in terms of structure resistance due to zero reason normally is required and necessary a series of control explosives to weaken the structure before inducing the collapse. Various witnesses declared that was security explosion which took place in the underground part, the North Tower, just before the airplane crashed into the building at 8:30 a.m. According to the report from the 911 coming, it was the aviation fuel which leaked from the jet airplane through the elevator shaft was the case of the explosion in the basement. This is most unlike is the building was constructed in three parts, one on top, the other with each part being responsible for the elevator system. Technical, there are no connection elevator shaft, where whereby the side aviation fuel will pass through to the basement. Even there was connection between the elevator system of the building there will not be to be sufficient fuel to the run through front to bottom of the building. Meanwhile, witnesses affirmed the explosion was indeed from the basement outward. During the collapse of the south tower, witness heard explosive detonation in sequence before the collapse. The explosion continued even after collapse of bottom towers, even though some say it was the some debris falling than again falling before. The people that heard the sounds are experiencing people in their line of work. Another element suggests controlled demolition are the called debris puff that was noticed alongside but tower during the collapse. Such patterns occur only during controlled demolition. Even the justification of the debris puff are said to be like elements from the building, but the reality they were large prefabricated structure of the steel, which was utilized in the construction of the building. Another evidence that point controlled demolition that during controlled demolition the pillar and the were destroyed adopt angle of 45 grades. These are stained cuts that was seen points of the debris after the collapse. This occurs because during the calling of the controlled demolition, such cabling are done at the 45 grades angle. After the collapse, with a special machine that detects head signature, it was resting the head signature, which was produced from three different seats are of one 1100 grades, even after which the temperature still remained this during to siege. It was noted the steel frames on the building adopt melting shapes, asking expert about such deformation in the steel, while the measure of weighs 8 tons and peaks of 6 inch. The expert manifests it has never been seen and heat necessary to melt such steel is approximately 2,800 grades. As mentioned, it is not possible for aviation fuel to heat up the spare to metal such steel. Peter Tully of Tully Construction affirmed that he saw a pool of steel literally metal around the ground zero during the search. That cylinders pistol and revolver was found embedded in some pillars of steel. It was argued that this is highly impossible because the heat should have also dissolved the fin justified use like a volcano. The sometimes pass around tree or a rock. This same principle applies here. The quality of dust in cement of concrete, even bones don't correspond to the of an airplane crash into building a look more like dust from explosion. Not, not to forget the span of which both tower collapse does not correspond an airplane heighting a building, but the of a control and demolition of the 11 19 victims. Sorry, 1,119 victims that was never identified means not framed, or more than 40 percentage of the victims can be found to be able to identify them through TNN. In conclusion, based on fact argument, is this clear that twin tower collapses due to a controlled demolition and no airplane crashing into the building.
Thank you, companion Leandro, for your answer for question. Keep talking, Viviana.
I want to this. I think so because in the video of the towers, uh, they have shown that they collapse or fall on themselves. Okay, well.
Okay, according to Leandro's answer, it's very clear that the World Trade Center was structured by a controlled demolition based on the declarations of people who works in the building. They can hear cuts of the columns, putting explosives, perceive real smells in the building. But it was very impossible that the collapse of the structure will be made for the airplane crash.
Okay. We can conclude that the twin were demolished with explosive controlled by the terrorist Al Qaeda. Um, I finished the question. Next, the question 3. Were some people aware about the attack?
Three, the upload that I did before was to question number 3. I am sorry, I was wrong.
The question 4. Companion Cindy, to talk about the question, please.
Yes, the question 4 is, was the Pentagon really hit by on the airplane? One of plane crashed in the Pentagon is called by the Occident part about 1937 in the morning. This fact that distracted everyone on the United 93 was being kidnapped just some miles. What opinion do you have about I?
I compliment the answer, the Cindy. On the Pentagon was building, which was composed of 5 sides, and that's how it was shaped. And the Pentagon, in which many people worked, including military, civilians, and policemen. What happened was that American Airlines Flight 77 was the airplane that was part of the attacks that were begin and seen on September 11. This plane covered a fly road. When suddenly he was kidnapped by 5 men of the Saudi and jihadist regime who entered the cabin and forced the passengers of the plane and told them that they had to go in the back of the plane. Who wants at some input your question, the Cindy?
Okay, it's a kind of conspiracy about the crash for the plane in the Pentagon because the size of the crater doesn't coincide with the size of the plane. Some specialists analyze the accident, but they say that it's very rare because plane crashes in a isolated area doesn't have any people in the moment that the plane crash with the Pentagon.
Okay, companion Diego. Um, who wants to tell Viviana?
No.
Leandro wants to talk about the question of the Cindy.
The question seen is clear. The airplane was scratched the Pentagon, but the place no important. Is place and is place minimal minimal affectation.
Okay, continue the next question. Question 5. I have. Could the attacks have been prevented? And it is believed that the attacks that were caused to the Twin Towers would have been about if the agency of the Islamic growth in the country and also if the main use or dialogues had been heard from the beginning that were intercepted. They would also have noticed the attack signs of the Twin Towers according to the research were organized for years before to achieve their objectives. Um, at this moment, it would have been possibly to organize detectively this organization of jihadist or Islam groups against the country. Someone has something to say about responsible the companions? Leandro, want to say the question?
Okay. The attack could not have been avoided because the attacks were carried out by the United States. Everything was Ali. To attack Iraq, this plan the United States has long modeled for geopolitical reasons. I think.
I am totally agree with Leandro because this attack was the pretext for American invasion in the Middle East to Iraq for geopolitical reasons. All the time, military forces, intelligence bureaus, and all the agencies of the United States known about the attacks 2 years before, 1 month before. Uh, Also, it is it was a pretext for start to operate the United States war machine.
Okay. I personally think that there was an alliance between the terrorists and the US since there were several warning months ago about the attacks and they did not want to take precaution or strengthen security. Otherwise, they let their war down.
Well, I think it can be said that terrorist attacks of September 11 could have been avoided if the intelligence service had shared the information they already had, but did not report, and that is why it was also not prevented the attack.
If The government had noticed the previous attacks. Nothing had happened for the people. Not die. Yeah, I finished the question. Was Osama bin Laden? He was captured and killed. Osama bin Laden killed about the soldier Robert O'Neill, the soldier, and his group were in charge of searching for bin Laden and was hiding a taking refuge in Pakistan. Um, about Afghan, which was responsible for the bombing of the Twin Towers. And this started Mel's house and decided to detonate a metal door with explosives. And in some rooms, they found children and other women. Then they managed to find him in a room. They found children and other women. Then they managed to find him in a room and suddenly a woman got in, and it was there that soldier Robert made the terrorist Osama bin Laden was at that moment when he was shot in the head. Um, and the return and got him another shoot. It was when he died. This happened on 2 of May 2011, and that's how Osama bin Laden was captured and killed with 2 shots in head. Bin Laden were died in May 2, the years 2011. He were captured for the policemen, the United States. Um, yeah, I finished. Who wants that input your companion?
Osama bin Laden plays a very important role in this conspiracy because he was the blamable for the disaster, and they received all the attention for many years in order to capture this if he is dead or he is alive. It's a mystery. Official version could say a lot of things, but United States never had a clear input on, or a clear new about this topic, the death of Osama bin Laden.
My opinion, I agree with Diego, the companion Diego. Someone also, I want very good. The answer the question. Um,
Uh, I think if Osama bin Laden was assassinated by United States in Afghanistan, Osama did not appear again.
Could be,
he died in Afghanistan.
could be.
Um,
I
Yes, in
think
Afghanistan. Osama not appeared again. I watched that nothing. I watched the new Osama bin Laden.
yeah, it could be. It could be possible. But like I say in the last speech, Osama bin Laden was the principal element in this conspiracy or in this disaster. But even even we can say that really he is dead. We never we never can knew uh, with a certain reason.
Osama bin Laden is scapegoat, cabeza de turco.
Other question. Okay. They say he was Kai, be soldier, white ties in the two dispar his head. It say now is the bird.
Okay, we can conclude that Osama bin Laden is dead. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, is d'accord.
Okay. We could to proceed to answer the next question, Caroline.
Thank you, companion Diego. Who wants add some input your the question? Leandro.
Number 7. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, Leandro.
the government caused the September 11 attack for geopolitical reason. For me,
Okay, the opinion the Leandro.
Okay, Leandro, you're right, but uh, I say the United States start a war with Middle Eastern for political reasons, political or economical reasons. Everybody knows that Middle Eastern or concretely Afghanistan have a lot of petroleum, but it's a big, very big reason to for the United States to start a war and made an invasion of Afghanistan.
Continue the seventh question. The seventh question. Was 9/11 caused by the American government on purpose? Companion Leandro?
yes, the American uh, America attack sir, America attack to America. Uh, America no attack for Osama bin Laden. America attack America.
Okay. Um, a break. My opinion is it will be said that it was a mistake because the CIA organization was the cause of not detecting the attacks of Afghanistan and the Twin Tower signs. It did not show the warning things and the warning the warning things on the dialogues that they intercept on the internet where they talk about the attacks. Another aspect was that the authorities, the policemen, the the civilians, um, and that is why the United States, without the things, they nothing to protect the people, its country, its inhabitants, or the people. Want to say the question?
Yeah, definitely United States create the attack for the Twin Towers. I think that it definitely was a conspiracy because for this reason, the documentary is called the New Pearl Harbor because in Pearl Harbor in 1941 it was had the same development of the facts in the 911. All the time, United States knows about the attacks, but they just permit the actions of the terrorists in the 911 and the action of the Japanese war in the 1941.
Okay. Some has something to say about the responsible of their companions. Viviana, who want
Um,
to say?
well, I think it was not caused by the United States government, but by a terrorist group.
American government caused the September 11 attack for sorry for any for geopolitics no any no another airplane possible drone uh, no possible structure collapse explosive for airplane. The structure is for explosion. Uh, no possible communication. The persons families with a person in the airplane. Uh, everything's in not possible. American the United States cause the attacks September 11 in the World Trade Center.
Cindy, who you want to say?
Thank you, Caroline. My personal opinion. Soon I don't not fly. I would it help it to make this disaster happen. Since I was very clear that they that did not want to receive the warning, the general did not give the appropriation authorization authorization so they lost some turbulent minutes and when her order finally arrived it was already too late so this makes me think that they were allied in some way.
Okay. My opinion conclusion is to conclude the natural disasters that were planned by the terrorists, the growth Al Qaeda of Afghanistan, um, and that were planned with the terrorists a few years ago. And if the United States government had noticed the things and conversation that were found on the terrorists, the country, if all this had not happened, all the people who were in that moment wouldn't have died. Um, Continue, companion Diego, who want to say?
Okay, okay. I can conclude that in my personal point of view that this team of the 911 attack was a conspiracy of the United States government in order to promote a war with the Middle Eastern.
Okay, continue, companion Viviana. Who want to say the question, sorry, the conclusion
Well,
for
uh, the conclusion, what is say that our the attack of the towers twin might be conspiracies that have been had. In the end, it is no know if it was a terrorist attack or by the US government.
continue talk of companion Cindy. Who want to say the conclusion?
Okay, I was a very, 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 very interesting documentary for knowing the history about the Pearl Harbor helped me to interpret in other was this fact that it marked the United States and continued that there was an ally of both sides. I admit that avoid extensive, but it was really very interesting. Thank you for the same.
Um, okay, very good, companion Cindy. And next continue the conclusion, the companion Leandro. Who want to say you conclusion?
My conclusion, the United States no attack for Osama bin Laden. The United States attack for United States. My conclusion.
I would like to congratulate the colleagues and companions for you answer the question um, on the contribution. Um, thank you.
Okay,
Listo.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
to you.
everyone.